So, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. I talk all about mental health and wellness, creating boundaries, and trying to live a balanced life. I have a 6-year-old, and I'm really excited that you joined my channel today. I wanted to jump right in and just start talking about some things that I've been thinking about on yesterday. So, one of my goals is to spend at least 5 minutes with my child every day. I know that's the bare minimum, but sometimes as parents, we have like schedules, we have gymnastics, we have cheerleading, we have workout, we have staff meetings, we have dinner, we have dishes, laundry, we have a lot of things on our plate. So, sometimes our kids, especially within the educational system, I will testify. They struggle just like we do, going to work every day, dealing with coworkers that you know can't stand you, dealing with a check that you know is beneath you, and dealing with difficult people in the community sometimes. So kids, even though they're 5, 6, 3, 10, 12, 20, that's an adult, but they're still young and they're still maturing in the spirit and with learning how life operates. Because even as 32-year-old, we don't always have it all together. I'll testify again. So take some time to listen to your kids. And if your kids say something that either is troublesome or you feel like need to be spoke about with their teacher, schedule a parent-teacher conference, advocate for them, let them know that you're on their side, let them know that there will be consequences for things that they do that is inappropriate, and try to work with your kid as they figure out who they are, because kids they don't know exactly who they are. Because even now, what I want to talk about today, I took time to discover basically who Jessica is. Over and over each day, I try to explore more and more and more who I am, getting closer to God, living out here with people who act crazy, and knowing that I can't control anybody but myself. So that's where I am in my journey, as far as self-care, self-love, self-awareness, and self-value, self-esteem, and just trying to figure out how to balance everything. But I did want to encourage any parents that are watching, any godparents, any aunties, any teachers, if you have influence over a child, meaning that a child looks at you to model and demonstrate what to do and how to advocate and how to behave, how to respond to issues that come up, how to self-care, how to self-love, try to give a child 5 minutes. Listen to what they got to say. Give them an encouraging word. Sometimes kids, they need encouraging words, especially being expected to perform a very rigid schedule all day, just like an adult. They have tests, they have morning work, they have breakfast, they have lunch, they have incidents where people are bullying them, bothering them, calling them names. Try to just listen to a child. Give them 5 minutes of your time. And like I said, on the weekends and after 5, when you get off or whatever, try to spend a little time with them, talking to them. London and I read a book last night about how a dinosaur had manners, because I seen she was struggling with some of her friends at school having manners and stuff like that. She's a kid. She's 6. She's figuring it out. But just me going to the library, getting that book, thinking about her and things that we could do to positively encourage her along her journey. It just warmed my heart to know that I'm doing stuff like that as a parent. And I know I'm not like an all-star parent, but I know other parents out here, you're trying your best, especially dealing with trauma that you've had from the past, trying not to carry that into the next generation with your kids. But I just wanted to basically give you a kudos if you're one of those parents. I'll testify, because nobody's going to come along and just give you a star and say, hey, you're doing great by your children. That's why God gave you the children, so that you can birth them into who they're supposed to be. But I just wanted to say, if you're not giving your child at least 5 minutes a day, I would like to encourage you. I got that advice from a TED Talk a long time ago when I was in probably high school. I was just surfing through YouTube and I came across a TED Talk about a child development, because that's one of my undergrad areas. So I just always kept that with me. Just 5 minutes, read a book, play a uninterrupted game, just conversate with them. Like I said, they'll give you input on how you can improve your life, your schedule, and they are little bitty teachers if you really pay attention to them. But I just wanted to encourage you there. So yesterday, This is the real reason I got on. Yesterday, I took time and I just was jotting down in my notebook, just, Jessica, who are you? So I wanted to basically charge you on today to think about who you really are. Go back to when you were 7, go back to when you were 12, when you were 16, when you were 21, and think about the things that you used to think about far as just like your future, what you aspired for yourself before somebody told you that that thing wasn't possible or that you couldn't do it. Think about the car you used to fantasize about driving. These things seem very beneath you as an adult with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 schedule you got to commit to. But sometimes you got to put that schedule and that accolade list that you got to the side and really think about where your life is going. So on yesterday, I just was thinking, God, I'm just really thankful for where you have brought me in the spirit. And if you are a leader, you have to acknowledge that you are a leader and you're not going to be held to the same standard that other people are held to. Because that was a hard thing for me to come to realization about, is that, all of us are created equal. God gave everybody a gift. He loves everybody equal. But some of his frontline leaders, such as myself and Latoya, Rebecca Lynn Poe, Maya Angelou, Oprah, just Sarah Jakes, all these people just like that you see on the front line who are stepping into who they are in the kingdom of God. We are not held to the same standards far as, if we were to slip back in some of those habits that we used to do, God is definitely going to say, listen, now you done came a far further than somebody who doesn't have the knowledge, somebody who doesn't have the awareness of who they are and how far I've brought them. So I just wanted to encourage you on today. Think about who God really birthed you to be before anybody put their assumptions or their expectations or their opinions about your hair, your skin, your lips, your eyes, your body, your breasts, your backside, or your feet, or, before somebody said those negative things to you. Because now I'm seeing my daughter, people saying little slick stuff to her and she's questioning who she is. But I remind her every day during our 5, 10, 20 minutes, however many minutes I can give her a day, I'm reminding her that you are wonderfully made. You are not meant to be looking down at the ground when people talking to you. You are meant to look people dead in the eye. Even when people, that you haven't done anything to people, they just don't like the spirit that's in you. You have to learn and teach kids early how to defeat spirits that's coming to deny them of who God say they are. God say that you are not a lender. You are not a borrower. You're supposed to be lending things, resources, information, money. Sometimes it helps to help someone in that way if they're helping themselves. Far as sewing up and not sewing down, making sure that you're helping somebody lift them up and carry them into their mission. Because even when I was reading Tiffany Haddish's book, she calls Kevin Hart her comedian angel. So along the journey, and right now, just meeting Latoya in my journey, is she's considered to me my earthly angel, because we're in alignment. We're in doing the same type of work, and she has taken time out and understand that what she's doing is valuable. People who are looking for her resources are going to invest. And anyway, so I just wanted to just jump on really quickly and just inspire you to try to get back to that child that you used to be, that mentality. Never neglect your adult responsibilities, but start thinking about, what did you aspire for yourself, or what dream job or, thing that you desired doing when you were younger. What brought you happiness? To me, reading books, I wasn't a skilled reader when I was in elementary school. So now as an advanced reader, I love to read. I love to travel with my mind. That brings me peace. And sometimes visiting with my family just go into some of the households that I remember as a young child, seeing cousins graduate, saying, hey, that's going to be me one day. I'm going to follow their footsteps. When I was a young child, I really didn't have a strict schedule, but I did have people like my grandmother and some of my aunties and my grandfathers. They kind of stepped in and gave me positive, and my uncle, let me not forget to say my youngest uncle. They just gave me so much positive insight about who I am. And I pulled from different parts of my family. And I said, I'm going to incorporate that thing that's a good thing in my life when I got older. So just thinking about how I used to think when I was 12 and 16 and 21, before the world just kind of put a lot of pressure on me, or I allowed the world to put a lot of pressure on me. I used to just be so carefree, and having a younger child, even a teenager, just seeing them develop day by day, and they come to you and ask you questions that sometimes you may not even have the answer to. Those are teaching moments, not for you to yell at your kid or say, those comments are not for kids like you, or, we can't go on those type of vacation and drive those type of cars and work at those type of careers. Sometimes you have to not look at where you are right now, but think about where you're going, what you're building for your kids, and how lucky you are not to be struggling with some of the same things your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and ancestors struggle with. So, yeah, I wrote down like 3 pages worth of stuff, and I just spoke to God with an open heart, and I asked him to reveal to me who I am. And at the end of my journaling, I wrote the statement that, thank you, God, for showing me why I needed to fleshly die. Like Maya Angelou said, you have to find that thing that you're willing to die for. And not a physical death, but a death of those old ways, being mean, being hateful, being insecure, being jealous of people, wanting to know when your blessing is coming when everybody else is getting a blessing, wondering why they get to drive that car and you don't get to drive that car. Those type of feelings and things like that, they have to die, because if you're going to enter into the kingdom and really get kingdom resources and be an advocate for other people to come into the kingdom, you have to also be living similar to Jesus. You have to try your best to love always. Try to tap in and try to figure out what your next step is. You can't be out here just trying to figure it out yourself. And people are going to want to see fruit. So if you are saying that you have agreed to die for your dream, your gift, your passion, your relationship with God, far as you found that thing that you're willing to say, I don't care what anybody else thinks about me while I'm doing that thing. I don't care if I have to lose everything that's attached to me to get to the place where I can work in my gift every day, or I have to be nice to people that I know can't stand me. Those are the things that you have to be willing to die a fleshly death of, who you thought you were. You have to become who God say you are. And it's a really painful process, because who doesn't like to gossip here and there? Who doesn't like to roll their eyes and tell somebody to shut up and get out of your face because you don't have time for that BS today? Things like that. You have to be willing to put all that stuff out of you. And you have to try to get on the beaten path that God's saying how you're supposed to be treating people who are not behaving the way that you know they're supposed to behave, or treating you in the way that you know you deserve to be treated. You have to honor yourself to walk away from jobs, walk away from friendships, walk away from relationships, walk away from conversations that are not uplifting, and going towards the way God say you are supposed to be going. And as a leader, this should be daggering you right in your heart if you are. And I know people who come to my page specifically are going to be people who are on a journey seeking for a higher vibrational and a higher energetic place in their life. So I just wanted to jump on and encourage you that, sometimes you have to pull out your journal and jot down things, or jot down some of those memories that you used to have that bring you joy, bring you peace, bring you hope, and reminded you of who God said you was before other people told you who you was and who you was not. So I am about to get my day started. I just wanted to encourage you today that you are the head, that you're not the foot, that you are wonderfully made, that you are abundant, that you are loved, and that, God says all good things about his kids. Yeah, we have junk in us. That's why we're still here. We're working on it. But as long as you are trying to love on yourself, setting those boundaries so people know they can't talk to you crazy, and showing love. Once you start loving yourself, you'll understand how it's not even important how other people are acting. It's mainly you. You show them how to love other people. It's your duty to show other people how you love on yourself. That's how they should love on themselves. So as a leader, you're not only leading yourself, your kids, and your tribe of people you have connected to you, you're leading everybody that come in contact with you. When they come in contact with you, everybody before them could have yelled at them, screamed at them, said that they were worthless, treated them badly. But when they come in contact with you, the person that's watching this video, they should feel some level of respect, some level of love, some level of being heard, some level of just God essence that's what's inside of you, because he put that in all of us. So if you are seeking it, ask God, hey, reveal to me who I really am, and start jotting it down. And day by day, I'm on a journey with you. We're going to figure out who we are, who God birthed us to be, and get away from what the world has put on us, the expectations, the barriers, the, negative thoughts, the thoughts about your body that are unhealthy, all of those things. So I just wanted to encourage you again on today. God bless, and thank you again for coming to my channel. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, because I'm going to be putting more content up here every single day. And if you're looking for a session and you just want to talk with me one-on-one, you feel my energy, you're like, girl, you got something I need, just email me. My email is in the description, and I'll check back in with everybody a little later on, or either tomorrow. I don't know just yet. God bless.